table. I'm really disappointed. Hello. Sorry if I'm not very funny tonight, it just means the antidepressants are working properly. I've got the next joke already, fuck's sake. Well, it's the start of a new university year, and everywhere you go to bars, you go to clubs, you see students, they're having a good time, they're out with their mates, and that's all great, but it kind of upsets me a little bit, because you see all these students who are quite obviously on drugs, you know, they're going like idiots, they're hugging their mates, they're dancing like twats, and it just really upsets me, because I look at them and I'm just jealous that they can still enjoy it. It's not to enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not long until it's 4:30 in the afternoon and you're snorting crushed up pills like a 3-month-old copy of Heat magazine. And you're trying to remember what sleep feels like. I've been trying to branch myself out culturally to better myself as a person. I haven't been doing very well. I tried watching sport on TV, but I can't really get into it. The only thing I really enjoy watching is boxing, but that's just because I like watching working class people get hurt. I'm too fucked to remember any of this. Yeah. When I was a child, when I was a little one, I thought that child porn just meant porn for children. Like it was like regular porn, but you know, it had colourful characters and there was a sing-song and there was an important moral lesson at the end of it. And I remember being a kid and seeing a news report and being, this man was found with 200 files of child pornography in his computer, and I couldn't see why it was wrong. I just thought it was a bit sad, you know, like when you see 30-year-olds reading Harry Potter. It's quite funny the way in this country, parents and tabloids find the whole, like, thing that it's all terrible. Oh, there's paedophiles on Facebook, and I can't really speak for paedophiles, I'm not one of them, probably. But, like, if I was going to nonce kids on the internet, I wouldn't choose a site that you had to put your full name on. That would seem like a really stupid idea to me. But if I did have it, like, no, wait, I missed a bit. No, I didn't. Did I? Yeah, I did. But, scrap that, just rewind a little bit. But surely it's better that paedophiles are sat at home on the internet being a paedophile rather than doing it old school, you know, with like a pack of opal fruits, some binoculars and an ordnance survey map with the school fields highlighted on it. I don't have any kids myself, but if I did, I'd much rather a paedophile was poking them on Facebook rather than around the back of Co-op. And I do know that the compere made the same joke earlier, and I will be pissing in his pint later. In this country, we've got these really conflicting attitudes towards paedophilia. You get these lower middle class Daily Mail reading yummy mummy types who think that anyone who even looks at a child in the street is 5 times worse than Hitler. And then they go on holiday to the Algarve and they let little Susie or India or whatever her name is run around on the beach in her pigtails naked while they sit there pretending to read the Da Vinci Code and slowly turn pink. And you kind of half expect them to be disappointed that no one wanted to take their kid. Like, they've seen how well the McCanns have done out of it, and they want a slice of the pie. Like, oh, what? Fuck off. India's much prettier than Maddie. Perhaps we should dye her hair. Next joke. I think some of the bad things people do in life, they don't really want to do them, they just do them because they've read about it in the paper. I think tabloids are very guilty of planting seeds in people's minds, like, you know, the whole shaking babies thing. Like, no one would ever actually, I don't think anyone would actually think of shaking a baby unless they'd read about it in the paper at some point. Like, you can just see people sat around the table going, oh, look, someone shook a baby. Well, what do you reckon they did that? Do you think it's fun? And it's bad because I'd never shake a baby, but I'm a curious man, and if it was just me in a room and just me and a baby, I can't guarantee that the thought wouldn't go through my mind. And a lesser man might give in to that, and yeah, it's always going to end wrong. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, something in the sun earlier this week. Oh, shall I shake it? I wonder what the fuss is about. Picks up baby boat. I don't. Oh, that'll do. That's kind of a prop. I'm going to visit the theatre, won't it? Oh god, that was fun. Shall I do it again? Shall I go in? Can I push it? Can I push it? Can I push it? Can I push it? Shit. Well, where do you go from there? Well, where do I go from there, actually? That's the more pertinent point. Where do I go from there? I go to this bit. I hate bin men. Bin men are cunts. I fucking hate bin men. I really, really do. Why? I really hate the fact that every week you have to put your bin out for them or they won't come collect it. Like, it's our own fault, really. They're fucking snobs, but we decided to go PC and give them NVQs in refuse management or whatever, and now they're too fucking good to walk the extra 4 feet down your drive to get your wheelie bin. And I can't remember anything. Fuck's sake. I'm really sorry. I can't even read. What gives them the right to act like that? It's not as if you went down to Morrison's to buy a can of Del Monte, they'd turn around to you and go, oh, have you picked any fruit recently? Fuck off. And people say, oh, bin men, oh, but they're doing a job no one else wants to do. Well, fuck them, they're idiots if they're doing a job no one else wants to do. What does that tell you about bin men, the kind of person who's a bin man, if they're doing someone no one else wants to do? If they're willing to sift through the shit other people were wise enough to throw away for a living, do they really deserve, is that really commendable? I'm sure no one else wants to sit in their underwear and watch the One Show and cry and wank, but just because that's the only way I can get to sleep doesn't mean I deserve a pat on the back. Oh, but bin men, it's good that they're working, they're not just on benefits. Like, oh yeah, that's a good decision, isn't it? Oh, I'm so fucking glad I'm getting up at 4 AM to ride around in a truck carting around people's rotted fried chicken and baby wipes, when I could be sat in bed watching Jeremy Kyle drunk. Oh, I made a fucking good choice there, didn't I? Working class pride really pisses me off. It's just some big invention by the bourgeoisie to keep all the proles happy in their meaningless, joyless existence. And I know what you're thinking, oh, here's another painfully middle-class student about to go on some pseudo-political rant about the Marxist struggle or whatever, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Instead, I've got a really puerile joke about sexually transmitted infections to end on. Quite recently, I caught crabs, which is probably the most embarrassing of all the social diseases. Even more embarrassing if you manage to catch it without actually having sex, which I did, which, when you think about it, is the only redeeming feature of a sexually transmitted disease, the whole sexually part. And when you're going through a dry spell anyway, it's kind of like a pertinent full stop. But anyway, I dealt with that, and I got myself down to Boots, and walked up to the counter, and immediately got served by this really nice middle-aged woman who might as well have been my mum or one of my favourite aunties or something, and I sort of sheepishly and euphemistically told her my problem, and she sort of nodded knowingly and said, yes, got something off the shelf, it was this lotion, and she said, yeah, this is the one you want. Trust me, which completely queered me out, because now I've got this image of this sweet old woman's own infestation burnt into my mind's eye, and there I am trying to complete this transaction. I'm just itching to leave, and then she turns around to me and says, oh, have you got a Boots card? What the fuck? What kind of question's that? Well, do I really want this purchase being saved on the Boots Advantage Point system? I get my photos developed at Boots. I don't want the next time I go in with a canister of film for them to be all stood backstage, back in the stock backstage. Boots, fucking hell. In the stock room, looking at the photos going, oh god, I bet he caught them off him. I can't deal with that. And anyway, what would I do with those points when I've got them? What possible purchase could I make and feel good about in my head, saving money on, when I know I've saved money on it buying treatment for pubic lice? What am I going to do? Come in next week and save 30p on a box of Kleenex man size? Because once word of this comes out, no one's going to want to fuck me for a very long time. Thank you very much. Good night.